Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to delve into this story about the unfortunate event that took place at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Foundation.
Demonstrations.
I've seen so many people apportion blames to ODM, to Raila Amolo Odinga, people talking about the return of the men in black. You remember the story of the men in black, the story that took place during an ODM election in Nairobi way back. I think it was when Mwai Kibaki was still in power. I think that could have been the time, but men in black. So what transpired the moment Raila Amolo Odinga had left the scene and KALONZO was issuing a presser is akin to what took place during that time of the men in black invasion. So people are blaming Raila Amolo Odinga. I've gone on X account, seen how people are reacting, and so many people are reacting to this issue and apportioning blame on Raila Amolo Odinga. So I want us to analyze this story extensively and try to see if at all Raila Amolo Odinga is responsible and what could have led to that kind of invasion by the people we call men in black. Let's just call these people men in black, because how they walked in there, they looked like goons. So like this video. It's so important if you like this video, and I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you've not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. The men in black. Did we see a return of the men in black? Were those people from the ODM faction? Were they people from the youths who are not supporting the idea of what Raila Amolo Odinga said, that Ruto must go? Then what? You see, Raila Amolo Odinga made a statement there, which I've seen so many reactions regarding that statement, and nobody seems to be liking it. People have gone to an extent of calling Raila Amolo Odinga a sellout. But let's look at Raila Amolo Odinga's case this time round, and why he could have made that kind of statement of saying we can as well say Ruto must go. He will go. Then what next? If he goes, Gachagua takes over. I mean, that is what Raila Amolo Odinga was trying to bring on board. But then if Gachagua takes over, then Gachagua will be worse than even Ruto. According to Raila Amolo Odinga, he says it's better to have a Ruto than have a Gachagua, because of course if Ruto resigns, Gachagua takes over, and in an acting capacity until elections are done, or the military, because Ruto can as well hand over the power to military. So Raila is talking about other countries in Western Africa where such kind of military rules have had to take place, and stability has become a problem. So that is where Raila Amolo Odinga was basing his opinion on. Now, there's a time a video surfaced of Oburu Odinga, and Oburu was talking about almost the same sentiment, that between Ruto and Gachagua, it's better to have Ruto than have Gachagua. So if what Raila said yesterday, at the Jaramogi Odinga Foundation, and if you look at what Oburu Odinga said, better Ruto than Gachagua, then you realize that this is a position that has been taken by ODM. It's better Ruto than Gachagua. They have seen Gachagua in many faces. As a Gachagua an oppressor, Gachagua a champion of democracy. So Gachagua has actually exhibited two faces. So nobody seems to know which stand Gachagua has at the moment. But let me just take you back to KALONZO. Right now between KALONZO and Raila, we know that Wiper does not support dialogue. Wiper does not support the broad-based government. Wiper doesn't support the GNU, because Wiper knows very well that if that should happen, Ruto will want, atataka kumeza ile Wiper. Akishaimeza, Wiper is inakuwa bure kabisa. I mean, should that happen? But let's look at 2027. Wiper still wants to have Kalonzo Musyoka as the president. So they will want to do everything possible to avert what took place in 2017, where Raila joined Uhuru. And then Raila ended up carrying all the blames of the Jubilee government, and Ruto became the person who is now being praised for seeing the problems of Jubilee government and standing with the people. That is why William Ruto earned some votes from that stand. So Wiper knows very well that if we make that move of saying now to join Ruto, then all the troubles, all the challenges of UDA zitazama na zionekane kwa Wiper, kwamba Wiper ndo walifanya mess. So I think that is why Wiper is cagey, Kalonzo Musyoka is cagey in decision making on this matter. He looks at this thing and sees that haiwezi. So the goons who could have attacked that place are either sent, maybe you can say they were goons from ODM. I mean, I know people will want to differ with me, but what if they came from ODM, the men in black, and since because the meeting had ended, so maybe they were sent there to distort the meeting, so that it discontinues, so that a contrary message is not delivered. And what kind of contrary message? The contrary message is a message whereby it's anti-dialogue. That is the contrary message. Because Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, KIONI, Kalonzo Musyoka, none of them supports the dialogue. But I also know something. These people are not supporting the dialogue. But of course, all Kenyans don't support the dialogue. But these four people have a hidden agenda. Should they agree to the dialogue, each one of them will require to have a ministry. Kalonzo will want a ministry, Eugene will want a ministry, KIONI will want a ministry, and Martha Karua will want to have a ministry. So these people will be beneficiaries of that government of national unity or broad-based government. So they are looking at this matter from a different perspective and saying that if we allow Raila to make that move without our stand being known, alafu tusipate keki, then tutakuwa tumepoteza. So the best thing to do right now ni kukataa. Yes, many Kenyans and youths are not interested in dialogue, but our focus is on these politicians, politicians, not Kenyans. No, citizens, no. Politicians. My focus is on the politicians who are saying no to dialogue. Of course, Kenyans are saying no to dialogue, but these politicians, are they genuine in their decision, or do they have some ill motive? There's something they're aiming at, so they would say no, but at the back of the mind, wakishapewa offer, they will say yes. Is that the case? Raila has maintained that sometimes a decision like hosting the government, hosting a president, is not a right decision. Sometimes it can backfire and throw a country to anarchy. You see, that is a position that Raila Odinga has, that a position that has already gotten a lot of criticisms. People have gone to an extent of saying the Tanzania candidate, I don't remember the name, but the Tanzania candidate is better than the Kenyan candidate. There is that kind of comparison going on now between the Kenyan candidate for AU and Tanzanian candidate. So in fact, most people are now beginning to think that it's better to have the Tanzania candidate than have a Raila Odinga as the candidate. I mean, those are some of the things which are happening, and these are the aftermath of the decision that Raila took. Maybe let me just read to you a statement that Raila Odinga issued. He said, Ruto goes, then what? Ruto may go, then Gachagua takes over, implementing bad policies. Ruto can also say, I am tired. Let the military generals take over. Then the country begins to go through what Egypt went through after Tahrir Square. Ruto must go cannot be an end. It's at times of crisis like this that a country needs to talk. We are not doing it to save Ruto. We are doing it to save Kenya. A time like this, a country needs to talk. Well, Raila has a point there, but talk with who? To who? That is the question. But if I may go back to the video on Sunday about the meeting with the people, I think at Embakasi, Raila said the talk was not going to be with Ruto. The talk was going to be amongst Kenyans. Kenyans make a decision. Hatutaki parliament, you dissolve parliament, itakuwa dissolve. Hatutaki women rep iwe, women rep inatolewa. Hatutaki senate iwe, inatolewa. That is the kind of talk that Raila Amolo Odinga meant, and I understood him very well. It is unlike the previous one whereby people are saying it's a talk between him and Ruto, who is currently under siege. So the talk that Raila Amolo Odinga emphasized on was just slightly different from what people are saying. It's not a talk of him and Ruto, or him, his team and Ruto's team, or it's Kenyans among themselves, or offering a recommendation to the president who should in turn implement. That is the position. So maybe that position is what Kalonzo was going to differ with. So that's why the youth came in and decided to make sure that that meeting does not take place. So the meeting ended abruptly. Why? Because of the goons. I personally call these goons the men in black. They talked about a meeting in Maisha. It's just the same way as the men in black during Moi's era, second term. They talked about meeting in Maisha. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to rest my case there. But what do you think about this call by Raila Amolo Odinga? Would you think Raila Amolo Odinga amesaliti wa Kenya? Or Raila Amolo Odinga is just trying to be a statesman, trying to be a father? Because a father has many roles. One of the roles is to maintain order and instill discipline and sense, and wisdom on the juniors. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but kindly, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.